game's gonna go.
Push down bottom coming in. They do have vision of this under the tree. Demon is going to be getting his little self out of there as this tower is going to be pressured and should be pretty easy to secure, it seems like. Up top, DC going in for kills of their own. They already burned down KP's ult. He's going to be trying to TP out, but easily able to pick that off with a burrow strike. That's going to be Bulba's first kill for himself. So tier 1 for tier 1 trade. Meanwhile, mid lane. Going in, the Lina kill would be really nice here. The Clipper with the boundless strike hopping down out of the trees, and she never even had a moment to react. 2 TPs coming in though. This could be pretty big. Monkey King still doesn't have his ult, but they bust down the golems. Kaka has to roll right out of there as KP is going to pop his ult a little preemptively there. Mason's still very much alive. Throws out another stun, and they get a Abaddon right as his ult ends. KP just bursted down. It's now 9-3 in DC. They're feeling pretty on top of the world. They've got golems to help punch down this tower. Fortify can't last forever, and this should be a pretty solid tower advantage now for DC. Yep, Sand King now, again, has his Blink Dagger, going to be thinking about that Yule Scepter soon. Not going to be too far off from that. Demon pretty eager to drop another ult. His first ult helps secure them the tier 1 tower. U9 going to be just rage TPing out. Looks like he will get the catch onto Kaka. Not exactly the most ideal hero they can get, but better than nothing. They have to trade their tier 2 tower for something.
But now Newbee are on the aggressive. They have Blink Dagger up on Kaka. They're smoked up. They can find Warlock with something really good.
Yeah, they go in. They're blasting down Warlock. Mason's going to be trying to swap his friend to Freedom, and there's going to be a Monkey King jumping down with the Wukong's command. Going to be helping to finish off that Earth Spirit, but looks like they're not done with that. They will take out the Lina as well. Got the Yules onto Faith, who's going to be frostbiting up the Sand King, but Faith is still in some serious trouble. It looks like it's going to be a null for 3. Very good trade there for DC, just really picking that momentum back up and going in here. Looks like U9's going to walk straight into a very unpleasant situation. Does end up dropping his Aegis here. Dubu is still hanging out in that Wukong's command. We'll see what happens here as Abed just lets loose the ult, but it's not going to be doing much. KP, like you mentioned, just letting that borrowed time rock out. There is going to be a Magnetize doing a fair amount of damage to all of DC right now. Well, the Crystal Maiden's done. They will be able to secure the kill on the Abaddon after all. And all of DC, they're still up and fighting spare. The Monkey King Mason getting so low finally does drop. And now Kaka going to be focused down by the remaining DC heroes. It's an ultra kill for Abed, who taunts his way out of that fight. Good boy.
Out of that fight. There we go.
Yep.
That's what we're all here to see.
Take no prisoners. Get that silence going. Start tearing people apart. There's going to be, unfortunately, Earth Spirit just way out of position, trying to be sneaky. But that's going to end up costing him. They do get the Boundless Strike onto U9, but not quite quick enough to catch all the way up to him. But DC showing some signs of life, really pushing in here and starting to close that net worth gap just a little bit.
It's very good.
All big smoke here. This could be a great initiation. They go in and, well, they don't find what they're looking for as Bulba's just a little bit too quick. Now it looks like Radiant, they're going to get the initiation they want. Dropping out the Wukong's command for Faith, who does make her way out of the circle. Now DC kind of forced to fight at a very awkward choke point. They're still wrapping around though. They still want to take this. And it looks like Vengeful Spirit is going to get caught here. Ult drop down, does connect onto a couple. Bulba just charging through with that Epi, but he's going to get locked down. Yule's uppercut delay the inevitable as Abed starts going to town. Dubu jumping back down. Everyone trying to do whatever they can here. Bulba getting so low, and it looks like he may eventually fall. Oh my, he takes the urn. He's going to be trying to just sit back and relax in that sandstorm, but Harry Potter, do you got this? Looks like he's maybe looking for a deny. No, heal goes back up. Meanwhile, KP does get the kill onto Dubu. Somehow Bulba's still up and fighting, and they might be able to find the kill on this Abaddon. Abaddon still no ult for 10 more seconds. Can they kill him quick enough? KP goes in and will be killed. Bulba turns it around, lives the entire time, and takes one out. My God, what a player.
Well, that's Harry Potter right there. He's a wizard. He knows something's up right now.
A bit too much of a detour. Yeah, they're wrapping in. It looks like the smoke is going to pop. They see U9, they see Crystal Maiden. Boulder tossed out. Does get this done onto the Shadow Fiend as Bulba's the one to make the first move. Dude, we're going to be hopping down. Goes for the Wukong's command, placed pretty far into the trees. There is going to be that Lotus Orb sprayed out. KP hopping into a premature ult. Maybe looking to save that one a little bit as Boundless Strike comes in. Bulba again, double man burrow. Oh my goodness, this is getting nasty though. Unfortunately, Bulba does die. Magnetize sprayed out. It's a godlike streak for Abed, who's BKB just trying to man up against U9, going forward, taking out CCC. Oh my. This is big. That's going to be a huge wipe, although Faith is back in the fight. There's going to be buybacks all around. SCCC buys back in to get the kill onto Abed, which is super important because that was 1,000 gold going to KP, and now the Roche is going to be claimed by Newbee. It looked like it was DC's fight, but the buybacks and the quick TPs in turn it right around.
Newbee bought with how many heroes in that fight? 2 heroes, the Abaddon and the Lina, just to win the fight to secure themselves Roshan.
That's worth, dude.
It is. That Crystal Maiden ult was gigantic.
Yeah. They just brought exactly what they needed, and I mean, good work for Abed, just going godlike there, but unfortunately feeds his streak to the Abaddon, who can just keep scaling up, keep getting tankier, and now he's closing in. He's about halfway done with that Aghanim Scepter, so another 3-4 minutes, and that's going to be his. Well, Abed potentially could get jumped here as KP makes his way out of the woods. Kaka going forward, they do get that temporary stun up, but this is tricky. Abed is real gosh darn tanky, and now Bulba is starting to shoot through KP, but
they don't want to
KP is just running at this. Yeah, he's just going forward. Now going to be popping his ult. Abed with that Satanic going to be eating up the Crystal Maiden. Here we go in the back line. There's a Wukong's command, but they kill off the Monkey King.
No,
Lina going to lose her life for this, though. Mason's still up, and Bulba just goes forward. They punish Abba for already using his ult. U9 stuck in the trees. Will get swapped to freedom, but looks like he's just going to be trying to take a quick vacation. Does get stoned up and slapped across the river, so the rest of Newbee will be able to escape, but DC still takes something of what they wanted. They have to sacrifice their Monkey King, though.
Alright, so Naix was inside Lina, and Lina blinked in, but she blinked into the trees. And she was just short, and then Life Sword came out, and he was just stuck in the trees the entire time. Unable to hit anything at all. We saw what happened there with the Abaddon. He was so strong in that fight. He ran in, zoned pretty much everyone. None of them wanted to hit him at all. Oh, Harry Potter in some danger here. Can the Wizard get his way out of this one?
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Easy mode.
Alright, he's gone. Level 25 Sand has the 50 health regen talent. Extremely tanky now.
Oh my. Roshan, they're waiting patiently. Still about 40 seconds till that baby comes up. The rest of Newbee, I mean, they're going to be respawning pretty quickly. Abba's still down for a minute, but they could definitely have a good fight with just Crystal Maiden ulti.
Yep, Crystal Maiden's going to be up pretty soon here. And that's quite the long respawn on the Abaddon here, but it looks like he's going to be up before anything really happens. DC just kind of camping Roshan, hoping for something. Uh-oh, U9 might get caught here. Shadow Blade on the Venge.
Oh wow, long range swap back. Immediate rage though. No time to panic and kind of keep the chase up. It looks like Mason's not going to run too far in as the rest of Newbee are congregating behind him. So playing safe, clearing out the lanes, and still trying to keep that Roshan control. The big boys back up, and looks like Radiant will make their way into the pit very quickly.
Looks like this one is theirs to claim. Nothing can be done about it. And nice reactions there from Lifesteal player. Raging as soon as the swap came out. Didn't have to scratch his nose or adjust his glasses or anything like that at that split second. That happens.
Yeah. Aegis now down. Mason's going to be picking it up here as Abed just ready to nibble on some cheese. Gotta have Mason just alive through these entire fights. His Venge is pretty easy to kill off now.
Yup, and now DC are in actually quite a dominant position. I know they're down on the net worth here, but Aegis cheese, and here comes the base siege.
Yeah, I mean, it's less than a 2,000 net worth difference. This is really, really close for 50 minutes in the game. This is just about momentum here. It's about initiation, and Abed is charging up, ready to make the first move. He will get silenced, but force-staffed back to safety here. Healed up by his old buddy Warlock, and DC play the waiting game, waiting for the next wave to keep slow sieging.
This is very tense from both teams. They want to slowly chip away at this tower, but it is quite dangerous.
You can tell Newbee, I mean, they're ready to jump. They're coming up with their game plan of, Venge shows even just a little bit. This is how we punish. If Shadow Fiend comes up and tries to get aggressive, this is how we punish. And well, so far, this Tier 3 will continue to stand along with every other Tier 3 on the map.
Yep, maybe DC will try to initiate with some Venge swap onto Lina, but it's extremely risky, and I don't feel like they want to dive at all. They're probably hoping just to claim this Tier 3 and then kill some shrines, but it looks like they're going to back up here. This tower is looking a bit too intimidating for them.
Hasted Bulba here, he's skittering about, just going to be clearing out lanes pretty quickly. So, I mean, what's the game plan here? How did DC actually close this out? How do they break high ground against such an aggressive team?
Well, they definitely, outside of looking for a pick or anything, they might just need to man up a bit and let Abed hit this tier 3. It'll die in like 3 hits, and then from there they can kill some shrines and try to secure some more map control, but unless they can really break high ground here and break open the game, this game is not ending for a long time.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's already 52 minutes in, but it looks like they're committed to this. They want to, at least try to break this tower.
I mean, it feels like one big swing of momentum really could be it. So they're going to go in. Everyone taking a little nap there. Kaka going to go scepter himself. Abed just going to walk to freedom. So slow siege continues, but the important thing is DC don't have to back off. Now DC, they finally get that tier 3 tower, making their way towards the shrine. This is it. This is what they waited for. Finally, after like, what, 30 minutes of slow siege, able to actually go and take out Roche control, take out map control, and the shrine down bottom going to be pinged out as well. So DC finally.
A bit less now than DC, but DC also don't really want to farm. Abed sitting on 7,600 gold here. He's just sitting in front of the base. He wants to push.
Yeah, and they're going in. Mason going to be BKB'd up, and they will get exactly what they're looking for. That's the initiation they need. Buyback on the Earth Spirit coming out as KP uses his ult up. And there is going to be Mason just sitting back. You've got Dubu Shadowbladed in the pit. KP just going forward, and they can't find any kills there. We got Abed now moving in. There's a light strike array. Only clips onto one as Abed is magic immune. Now U9 is back in, and he's angry. He's munching up onto Abed, who eats up the cheese. Mason's going to respawn with that Aegis. A light strike array kicking back in. The Requiem comes forward as they want to eat up this Abaddon. He's silenced. He will get off his ult. Boundless strike clips onto 2, and Abed is still moving forward. Bulba trying to be a hero here. Light strike array connects onto no one. Abed getting low. He doesn't have anything at his disposal. Crystal Maiden going for a nice ult. Abed now trapped here. Oh, this is huge. Abed goes down, does have buyback. There's buyback onto Bulba as well, but now DC, they gotta run. They gotta minimize loss here. 3 heroes done. They can spend 3 buybacks. It's gonna be 4 as they lose Venge as well. A little bit of impatience from DC really cost them that fight and potentially the game.
Yeah, that was, maybe kind of, it's died. Unfortunate things happened to him in his second life. He was able to do quite a lot.
Here we go. Back row protection broken. The Fortify is going to be done soon. Buyback on the Shadow Fiend as they switch the charge back in here, but ult's coming back on the side of Newbee. You really just got Crystal Maiden. You're waiting for another 15 seconds. U9 moving forward. Rax finally cracked. Now Bulba just trying to hold back with Dire. They're able to go and get that stun onto Kaka. Another set of golems dropped, and this time in combination with Bulba's ult, they're doing a ton of damage. U9 getting so low, and he does go down. He has buyback here. Now Abaddon going to be ulting up, sponging some damage for his team. SCCC in some trouble, does go down. This is huge. They're turning this right back around. Faith, one of the only survivors, and is going to get picked off. There's no way he lived through that as Monkey King just jumps right over her corpse. The only survivor there is the Earth Spirit waddling back across the river. We've got 3 buybacks available on Newbee, but this is time for DC to shine and at least rip down whatever towers they can in the meantime.
Yeah, big win from DC. It's the old, we're gonna fight in your base, feed, force your buybacks, and then the other team, goes for the exact same maneuver. Unintentionally, of course, but sometimes it plays out that way. And now Newbee have to use all their buybacks to try to hold this. Definitely
really heating up. In terms of net worth, we are just touching that 0 line. It is all about initiation here. It's all about momentum. It's just getting those team fights, holding those important ults, getting those little picks, and looks like Abaddon's going to be withered down here. Does have his ult, but he's just dumpstered. Oh my god.
That's his dieback as well. That big crit there killed him. Didn't even proc his ultimate. Didn't press it manually either. This actually could be the game off that one play.
Abaddon does so much work sponging damage for the team that I don't know if they can hold this. Abed is right-clicking like a machine here, doing god-tier damage. He's sitting on 4k gold for himself as well. They take 1 lane of Rax. They're going in for a 2nd lane of super creeps. Fortify being spent as Newbee might be making their last hold here. They're going in. Immediate silence onto the Earth Spirit as well. He's dead. He already bought back. There's a gem on the deck. Swap back forward. SCCC just trying to blink away. They will Laguna Blade Mason, but Mason's just fine. And look at this. They get the first hit bash onto U9. This is going to be it. That's game.
This is game.
Onyx, DC, they just took a game against Newbee. This is a best-of-3 series, so we have yet to see Game 2 and potentially Game 3, but wow, I was not expecting DC to look this strong against Newbee.
Yeah, DC showing their stuff here. Nice gameplay all around. Well played both teams, but DC managed to come out on top there.
Yeah, really well done. Came down to just a game of patience, and DC seemed to have it together just a little bit more, found those pickoffs, found that window for Abed to finally shine and start tearing out structures. So again, that's going to be game number 1 of this best-of-3 between DC, the former Onyx, and Newbee. So that's going to do it. We're going to cut to a quick break again.